can you tell people that are so important how important they are in 20 minutes? You can't even tell one person how important they are in 20 minutes, let alone almost 100 people, right? Well, I'm going to do my very best to tell you. My background coming up from the inner city of Philadelphia, a lot of people think, you know, it's very tough to make it in there, and it is. But when you have a support team, generally it starts with educators. A lot of you guys spend more time with your students than even their parents do. You're so important, you're so vital. I have Miss Fisher, Miss Peters, Miss Gardry, Miss Wolf Branch, Miss Foster. These were my educators in elementary school. I never can wait. I'm so humbled and honored to be in front of you guys. I never use a script when I'm speaking. The reason why is because I only want to use my heart. I feel like God blessed me with a gift, not just for sports and athletics, but for love of people. You never truly know how much you love somebody until you do something for absolutely nothing. Is that true? Think about all the work you guys put in. All the hours, all the studying, preparation, right? From one year to the next. No, I don't really think that you guys are honored enough. But I don't want to start an uprising today. I believe that educators should be not just the highest paid occupation. And I'm not saying this because I'm in front of you. I've always thought this way. I spoke in Pittsburgh to 1,800 educators. And I can't thank you enough. Because even though it may not have been you, isolated or individually, that did something for me, it was someone in your field that made a difference for me from kindergarten all the way through college. You should be appreciated every day of the week, whether school is going on or not going on. You're champions. You are champions. You are the most important element in every single occupation. Without you, there is no other occupation. Absolutely none. There is no me without you. Each one of you will inspire. You will plant a seed in someone's mind, in someone's brain, in someone's heart. You won't even know until the flower blooms that that was a seed you planted. You will inspire a child to change the world as you do. And I promise you, as long as I draw breath, you will all know how important you really are. You think about it every day. You wake up, and you go into school, and you take your plans and studies in. People say, hey, how you doing? It's just a normal thing, right? Normal routine. They have no idea what you put into every day. And some of you guys are parents too, right? So that means not only are you a parent to your children, but you're a parent to others' children. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. God's got big plans for you. Big plans for you. One day, somebody that you touch will rise up. It may be 20, 30 years later from now. Some teachers that have touched me are no longer here. But they always live inside of me. Because I could have been one of the statistics in Philadelphia of not making it out. People think, you know, he's an athlete, so they're going to roll out the red carpet for him. Sports didn't make me successful. Teachers did. There were some of my teachers. My mother was a single parent, single mother. I had all the excuses in the world to fail. Every single term. Oh, I can't make it because my dad's not here. I'm the youngest of 4 children. Siblings roughed me up. Seemed like they hated me. It's a lot of jealousy and envy in families, even when none of them have much. Just because you smile. You guys are so important. Enormously important. You're going to help somebody take the excuses away from failure. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breaths away. And you take my breath away. You take someone else's breath away as well. They may not tell you now. They may not tell you in 5 years from now. They may not tell you at graduation. But for some of the students that don't yet know how to take the time to say thank you, today, this morning, I say thank you for them on their behalf until they recognize how to say it for themselves. That includes for their parents, who you should also be told how important you are. I'm so humbled to see you, to know that all of you are educators. I prayed for a day where I could give back. Some of the teachers, like I said, that inspired me has passed on. But I still go back to even the elementary schools, because they need to see me, especially in the inner cities. They need to see me. They need to know it's pretty cool to love your teachers. It's okay, isn't it? Teachers are people too. But you're so important. I can't stress this. If it is to be, it's up to me. Let me hear you say it. If it is to be, it's up to me. Let me hear you say it. If it is to be, it's up to me. Let me hear you say it.
If it is to be, it's up to me.
Let me hear you say it.
If it is to be, it's up to me.
Let me hear you say it.
If it is to be, it's up to me.
Woo! Now do you believe it? You gotta believe it, don't you? You are the difference makers. You're the difference maker. I couldn't even sleep last night because I was coming to see you. I couldn't even imagine, what was this going to be like? How many smiles would I see? How silly would they let me be? Would they want me to sit there in the podium? Thank you for not making me do this. Can you see why now? You can see now, right? A teacher once taught me, so important, like I said, growing up in a not so safe environment, clean environment. You know. Anybody here been to Philadelphia before? Can you raise your hand? Oh, look at these people laughing and stuff. You know what I'm going to say. Short of being downtown, you're probably like, I'm not so comfortable going out away from here, right? Well, at 17, I thought about things that I told my mom at 14. She was told that her children wouldn't amount to anything. I just happened to be there when her boyfriend said this. Man, that hurts. But at 14, what could I do? He's too small to play football beyond Pop Warner. High school, okay, he made it as a freshman. He won't play all 4 years in high school. Then when that happens, okay, he played high school football, but that's it. He won't make it out of the city. We sent letters in video. I don't know if you guys know about recruiting or anything, but we had to send what's called show-off tapes. My mother was one of the biggest supporters, but my teachers were right behind her. You would have thought I had 50 moms and dads, you know? Because every time I turn around, I got a school calling. Hey, we saw this guy's tape and wanted to come out. Now, of course, I wanted to go to, is anybody here from A&M? Texas A&M? All right. Good, because I say this all the time, right? No. I wasn't holding out for Florida State University because they were playing for national championships like every year while I, late 80s and early 90s when I was going to high school. So, of course, I want to play not only on TV, but I want to play for national title, right? And I'm thinking I'm going to go to the NFL, so I want to be able to take care of my mother. And I'm thinking these Wagner University, University of Penn, Drexel, Temple, there's a lot of schools. Penn State. I'm not from Penn State. Brilliant school. Don't let what you hear in this news report affect the school. That's a beautiful school. Well, Penn State like the big backs. You guys looking at me, right? A lot of energy, but I'm really not that big. I gotta kind of run around a little bit so everybody can see me, right? So I wasn't blessed with a lot of size. But you can't measure the size of someone's heart and determination. So one day I told my mother, I said, one day I'm going to give you the world and ask if I can live in it. But a lot of this couldn't even be spoken if it wasn't for teachers. The teachers became parents to me. They would not let me play around in school. I was like a class clown, I'm going to tell you straight up. You can probably tell, right? I just like to have fun a little bit, right? But they taught me the importance of finishing what I started. You'll have plenty of time to play. That's what I was always taught. Do the work first. You'll have more time to play than your friends do that seem like they got more time now, right? So as I moved through the city, just last Monday I took my whole company, my whole team, to Philadelphia. I took them to the Philadelphia Zoo. We enjoyed it. But the trip wasn't for the zoo. The trip was to drive them through the city so they can stop just hearing me speak and think the world was given to me. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth because of the way I speak. Most people, when they meet me, they can't tell that I'm from the ghetto. Because I promised my mother I would never be ghetto. You see, you are that important because you lay down the foundation for a child. You guys are all like a major track team. You ever watch track and field? You're a relay team. The children are the baton. Without you, the baton doesn't go around the track. It's important. I'm here talking to you guys, building you up, making you feel good. Everyone should do it. But I need to be in front of some parents, other than just you, to let them know how important you are. You should see me then. I'll be here again in January 26th, to speak to a massive group, right? And it's funny that I'm here in this building today. It must be meant for me to get a feel for it, right? Because I'm going to speak for you again. But this time I'm going to let the other side hear what I think of you. Because if they think anything of me, little old me, for all these years, then they better think something of you. You are beasts. Not a bad beast, y'all. That's a good thing. You are extremely important to all of humanity. The economy will not get straightened out overnight. Didn't get messed up overnight. It's not going to be fixed overnight. But it's going to be people like you that are in this very room that are going to stimulate and re-stimulate the economy. Because you're going to spark the brains of people who actually want to make a difference. But people generally don't want to make a difference if they don't know somebody cares about them. Did y'all know that? Huh? Y'all know that most of the time people think, kids especially, I'm telling you, nobody cares about us. They don't care what we do. Let's just go do something. Let's go smell pot. Let's go just do that. Nobody cares. I'm going to let them know that someone cares. People don't care how much you know until they first know how much you care. Well, I care about you. We got to stop taking things so seriously because life's too short for that, isn't it? It's too short for that. Smile. You know you want to smile at people when you see them. You know you do, don't you? You need to smile at me now, right? See, I got me some friends. I got me some friends. I'm going to leave here today with a whole room full of friends. It doesn't kill you to say hello to someone when you're walking by. I had my mother-in-law walking past me. Oh, by the way, my queen is in the back. My sister, that's Jamise in the yellow. My sister Ebony. That's my queen. And I always tell people, you can't accomplish anything until you have a why first. The why is your reason for why you get up in the morning. Especially on times when we really want to sleep in, don't we? You know you do. You know sometimes you just want to turn over and act like that clock didn't just ring and wake you up. Oh, I got another couple hours of sleep. I just need something left. Please tell me it didn't say 6 o'clock. Hit the snooze button. I'll get 5 more minutes. Right? But you get up anyway. I adore you. I spend time in the military. I talk to military people as well. You always say thank you to the military. Yes, yes. Oh, thanks to them too. But what would anybody be without a teacher? You know, I just sat here and thought about it. That's why I get so humbled when I speak to educators. People say, thank you for coming to Pittsburgh to speak to us. Thank you for coming to Philly. Thank you for coming to Jersey. Thank you for coming to California, Atlanta. I want to thank them. Because this is my way to say thank you to God for allowing me to keep a promise to Him. That if He ever gave me the ability to take care of my mother, I spend the rest of my life taking care of His children. That was a promise. I slept in the car for 2 months, so it wasn't always good for me. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I don't mind sharing this. We friends, right? I can tell you some stuff, right? You promise not to put it on Facebook? Too much search engines now, right? But I was blessed to come out of that. It wasn't the most pleasant, but I always said, you know, somebody's doing worse than I am now. And that's just the outlook I have on life. My mother passed away in 2001, but I was blessed in 1999, from 1999 to this year, to be rated #1 on the planet to do what I do for a living. And that's a blessing because I started off as supposed to be the worst out of the class. Worst just meaning I just couldn't sell anything. So they thought. You cannot measure a person's heart and desire. When the why is great enough, the facts don't matter. When the why is great enough, the facts don't matter. If the why is my mother, the fact that I live in the inner city of North Philadelphia does not matter. It no longer matters. The fact that I'm only 5'7" does not matter. The fact that I'm only 180 pounds does not matter. I'm going to play a big man sport. But I used to tell people, even as a little 6-year-old, I was playing with 15, 17, 18, 20-year-old guys. Football, tackle football with no pads on. Nobody told me I wasn't supposed to be playing with them, right? So I didn't know. I didn't know I wasn't a big guy. Thought I was, you know, vertically challenged. But if you can't touch me, you can't tackle me, right? You know what, guys? I used to run, everybody used to say, how did you make it? How did you run through tackles? And these people are like 255 pounds, 6'5", and this little guy ran through this tackle. How in the world did you... I run scared. I know what's going to happen if somebody that big actually really gets their hands on it. Right? But it was no different than running home sometimes from school. And when it's normal, you just appreciate having shoulder pads, helmets on, and thigh pads and all these things, right? Makes the fall a little easier. But you guys, I remember breaking the state rushing record in Pennsylvania. I went to Simon Gratz High School. I don't know if anybody's heard of that school, but Rasheed Wallace played with me, and we played basketball and all that stuff. And we all use sports or entertainment and stuff like that to so-called get out, opportunity. But I always want to show people that education is fun too. It's fun to learn something. It is. Have we all heard the phrase, knowledge is power? Yes?
Yes.
I'm going to go a step further, and I'm going to show you what you guys taught me, or what your line taught me. It's just not knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. So we have to stop saying it unless we're going to complete the sentence. Don't you teach your children to complete sentences, complete the homework? Don't just do half of it and think we're going to go ahead and let you go, right? Knowledge is only power when applied. It's not just enough to know something, is it? You gotta apply it, right? We know the difference between right and wrong. We can do wrong just as easy as we can do right. Sometimes easier, right? It's more popular too. You guys, I just can't even stress enough, you mean the world to everyone. It's unfortunate that everybody doesn't just see that. Hopefully in time everyone will. The education is a big, big conversation piece. Not just for election years, but for any time. What you don't know not only can hurt you, but it can kill you. It can kill dreams. It can kill relationships. It can kill businesses. And then, of course, obviously, it can kill lives. Right? But it can also inspire. I tell people all the time, I don't really want to be, I know I'm called a motivational speaker, and that's great. But I'd rather inspire people than motivate people. See, if I motivate you, you get lifted up today. You get excited, right? Rah, 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 rah. It's fun, it's cool, it's cool. But if I inspire you, then you take it with you. Forever. Even as I leave here, part of me will stay with you. Just as part of you will stay with me. You inspire me to be the best I can be. You deserve me to be at 100%. So I'm the one honored to speak to you this morning. From a kindergarten teacher all the way to college professors and everybody in between. Guidance to success. That's what I call you. You are a navigation for children and others, even some adults, to success. On what I should do, how I should be, how I should treat people. Versus me saying, oh, I'm going to go and sit in this classroom, I can't wait till it's over. Mr. Chisholm, he sounds like this when he's teaching.
This is how the Earth's crust is formed, and this is where it is, blah, blah, blah.
So if you sitting there and you got this class for like 4th, 5th period, woo! Out of what, 9 periods? 8 periods, and one of them gym? My goodness, so I really wasn't paying attention to him. Then all of a sudden, he moved me from, I was sitting in the back of a class to in front. He came into the classroom one day, and I know Mr. Blair had something to do with this, but he came into the classroom with my jersey on. See, the parents and a lot of the families, they would buy your jersey in the team store and the shops and all this stuff. But he was like plain, you know, boom, you know, always with the button-up shirts, and you know, I mean, just you never see him as having fun at all. I walk into this classroom and everybody's like, "Stop! I thought someone was behind me." I'm like, "What the heck? What's going on?" He was in there running around with my jersey on, and from that day on, I was intrigued by him. Can I tell y'all something that I told the teachers in Pennsylvania? I really mean this. When I spoke in Pittsburgh, what they wanted me to speak about, ironically, was how do teachers that live outside of an urban community reach the children in the urban community? Pretty cool, huh? You know what I told them? Obviously being one, right? This comes back to what we were just talking about. Find something that you like about your children. That you ask them, how was their weekend? But don't just say, how was your weekend? Everybody's good, fine, fine. Isn't everybody going to say that? Yeah. Even if it's not. Right? Sometimes pick one of them out. Take your time. Just like we talked about reading that book, right? Take one out. Away from, hey, how are you doing in your classes? How, you're doing okay, but you could be doing better. Would you like some help? What did you do over the summer? And actually really listen. And I know you guys probably do that, but there was one thing when they asked me, how do you reach the urban community? Most of the urban children in these communities don't think you care. Because they don't think you can relate to them. And nor do you want to. But like I said about Mr. Chisholm, the moment you come, it's called common ground, everybody. Find common ground. It's just like in any relationship. Man and woman, women and women, men and men, friends, right? You have to like something about the person you're hanging out with. And believe it, when you're a teacher, your kids are hanging out with you. Sometimes more than you like. Right? But that's what I was saying about that. But I tell you, I'm going to wrap this up, but before I leave, I want you guys, one more time, I want to hear everybody. If it is to be, it's up to me.
If it is to be, it's up to me.
One more time.
If it is to be, it's up to me.
One more time.
If it is to be, it's up to me.
Thank you so much.
Cherokee, when he's talking about being in elementary school, don't you think his face looked just the same? He was just a little shorter. And when he's hopping around here, I go, I've got some of those kids in my high school. But I want to say something to you that Cherokee did not say and he would not say. The reason that I was so excited to have him here today, in education, you know, we're going through a new process of evaluation, even though you're not certified. We've got the evaluation, we've got, you know, our pay gets cut, this gets cut, but there's something that Cherokee has that I am so proud of him for, and something that we can all have that nobody can take away. So he cannot leave this room without me saying he has the most integrity of anybody I know. Nobody can take that from him, and nobody can take that from us. So thank you.